No wise man, enchanter, magician, or astrologer can explain to the king the mystery he has asked about. But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries.
Long ago, in the kingdom of Babylon, there lived a young man named Daniel. He was among the Israelites who had been taken captive by King Nebuchadnezzar after Babylon conquered Jerusalem. Daniel was chosen, along with some other young men from his people, to serve in the king's court. Despite being far from their homeland and faced with the challenge of adapting to a new culture, Daniel remained faithful to his God and stayed true to his beliefs. Daniel was blessed with wisdom and understanding beyond his years. He quickly impressed those around him, including the king himself. One of the first challenges Daniel faced was when King Nebuchadnezzar had a troubling dream that troubled him greatly. The king called upon his magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and astrologers to not only interpret the dream but also tell him what the dream was, as he had forgotten it upon awakening. When none of these wise men could satisfy the king's request, he became furious and ordered the execution of all the wise men in Babylon, including Daniel and his friends. When Daniel heard of the decree, he remained calm and sought God's guidance. Through prayer and faith, God revealed both the dream and its interpretation to Daniel. Daniel went before the king and declared,
No wise man, enchanter, magician, or astrologer can explain to the king the mystery he has asked about. But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries.
With God's help, Daniel recounted the king's dream: a colossal statue with a head of gold, chest and arms of silver, belly and thighs of bronze, legs of iron, and feet partly of iron and partly of baked clay. Daniel explained that these represented kingdoms that would rise and fall, with the head of gold symbolizing Nebuchadnezzar's own kingdom of Babylon, the most powerful of them all. Impressed by Daniel's wisdom and the God he served, King Nebuchadnezzar promoted Daniel to a high position in his kingdom and made him ruler over the province of Babylon. Despite his newfound status, Daniel remained humble and continued to faithfully serve both God and the king. As time passed, Daniel's faith and integrity were tested once again. King Darius, who succeeded Nebuchadnezzar, appointed Daniel as one of 3 administrators overseeing the kingdom. Daniel's exceptional abilities soon earned him the envy and jealousy of the other administrators and satraps, who sought to find fault with him. Knowing of Daniel's devotion to his God, these men conspired against him. They convinced King Darius to issue a decree forbidding anyone from praying to any god or man except the king for 30 days. Violators would be thrown into a den of hungry lions. Daniel, faithful as ever, continued to pray to his God 3 times a day, openly and without fear of the king's decree. When his enemies caught him in the act, they gleefully reported Daniel to King Darius, who was deeply distressed. He admired Daniel greatly and regretted the trap he had been led into. Despite his efforts to save Daniel, the law required that he be thrown into the den of lions. Before Daniel was lowered into the den, King Darius said to him, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." All night, the king fasted and couldn't sleep, consumed with worry for Daniel's safety. At dawn, he rushed to the den and called out anxiously,
Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God whom you serve continually been able to rescue you from the lions?
To everyone's amazement and joy, Daniel answered, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I ever done any wrong before you, O king." Overjoyed, King Darius ordered that Daniel be lifted out of the den. Those who had falsely accused Daniel were thrown into the den instead, and the lions swiftly overpowered them. Witnessing this miraculous deliverance, King Darius proclaimed throughout his kingdom, "May the God of Daniel be praised. He is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed, his dominion will never end." And so, my dear family, the story of Daniel teaches us valuable lessons about faith, courage, and unwavering devotion to God. Through Daniel's trials and triumphs, we see how God honors those who trust in him, protects them in times of trouble, and ultimately brings glory to his name. Let us always remember Daniel's example and continue to serve God faithfully, knowing that he is with us in every circumstance of life.